All right, it's live.
Oh,
So let me tweet something because I just said that we weren't live.
because I just accidentally was stupid and clicked out.
Sorry, this is maybe the one window you shouldn't click out of.
Yeah, I don't know why I did that, but okay.
We'll see what happens here. I just said, and we're back.
Tuesday night. Ooh.
Tuesday night show choir live. The Tuesday night special. The things got too crazy on Sunday, and it's actually nice to do show choir live on a day where I have brain cells. Anyway,
Yeah.
last week I just felt like mush. I couldn't do anything. All right, so I'm gonna invite Peter in the room. Hey everybody, we are live. We've got people coming in. So we are trying to get Sticker Kid. If you are on Twitter or have seen any media,
If you didn't watch any coverage of the Iowa caucus, you are a very sad individual. We have the best guest we've ever had in the history of Show Choir Live about to join us. That is Peter Clinkscales. He was Urbandale studio member. He is now in his freshman year of college. He was the star of Hillary Clinton's speech last night, and I am now his biggest fan.
He really stole the show. Yeah, he was probably the most famous person that wasn't running for president on the internet last night. And the name came across, and I thought, I think I recognize that name. And sure enough,
yep, Peter was one of our Show Choir Live viewers, and he was kind of one of our first fans, I would say. So now we are his biggest fans, obviously. I'll take these stickers off now because I'm ridiculous. Oh, Peter's coming in.
Oh man. All right, Adam, take over when he jumps in. I'm going to jump on Twitter because we haven't really mentioned who we're talking to.
I just sent you a link, too, that you should include. It has some of his most prized facials that he was giving last night.
Okay.
Peter, man!
Hi.
How's it going?
It's been a weird day.
I bet it's been a weird day. How many, news networks have been contacting you?
I talked to the New York Times last night, CNN, People Magazine. I didn't talk to them, but they did a piece on me, or on Sticker Boy.
Sticker Boy, yeah.
And a couple other people. I talked to TMZ a little bit, but not a huge fan of what they do.
Yeah, that's not fun.
And Insider Weekly, or Insider Edition, and Entertainment Tonight. I haven't talked to them yet, but they reached out to me.
So did you decide before going to it that you were going to perform as Sticker Boy? Or did you decide in the moment of okay, I'm going to just be a goofball?
So actually what happened was I'm a student at Drake, go Bulldogs. And my friend Tim Zuo, who is a Johnston Innovation Band alumnus, he plays saxophone in Drake Jazz 1, and we thought, well, Bill Clinton's gonna be there. Bill Clinton plays saxophone. If we bring a saxophone, maybe he'll play. Admittedly, a pretty stupid idea that we thought we could bring a saxophone into a highly secure area. So we attempted to do that, and then security was like, no, you obviously can't bring this case in here. So we were like, okay. We put it back in my car, got in line, and then went upstairs when they opened the door.
I was at a bar watching with my good friend Steph Hyatt, and I noticed you, but I didn't know it was you. And I said, Steph, look at that guy back there. He is just having the time of his life with those stickers.
Yeah.
And then found out later it was just so funny. So, did the Clinton campaign reach out or say anything, or?
I actually, so it was technically an RSVP event. I signed up online. It was free, open to the public. But they weren't like checking tags or whatever. And when I got upstairs, in Olmsted, the building is where it was held. I saw some people moving to a VIP area, and they had lanyards on their chest. And I didn't have one of those, but I decided if I walked with them and acted like I belonged with them, then I could just get back and
Exactly.
right behind the cameras. So that's what happened, and I got back there, and I was sitting there, and I see Tim Zuo in the audience, and he was like, "Dude, what are you doing?" And I said, "Come back here." And he said he got in because he was a minority, and they like to have all the minorities to be seen, you know, behind Hillary to show the diversity of her supporters. So we were sitting back there. They said the doors would open at 8:30, which they opened at 9:15, and then they said Hillary would be there at 9, and she got there at somewhere around 10:15. So by the time the cameras turned down, Tim and I were pretty rowdy, and started, I don't know, just messing around. We got free stickers, and I put stickers on my face. That's about it.
So what has today been like? Like, how are these people getting a hold of you? Is your Twitter just going absolutely nuts? Are they trying to email you? Are they trying to call you? Like, tell us, what's your day like today?
It's mostly through Twitter. Just they tweet at me and they say, "Hey, I'm with blankety blank news, and can I DM you and get your number to talk?" So I did a couple of those, and then I was identified as Sticker Boy or whatever. So then people are just tweeting at me, and I think I've tripled my Twitter following in the past day, which is fun because I don't deserve that many favorites, but now I get them.
I like that you're very self-aware about that. I don't deserve them, but now I get them.
Yeah. Lots of people I barely knew from Drake decided they're my friend now, and they're gonna send friend requests. So it's been a weird day. It's been a fun day. My teachers, a couple of my teachers were just like, I can see that happening. And they just kind of knew what was going on in the moment.
What was the moment that you knew that it had broken through? Like, you knew that you had been on TV and you knew that someone had figured out who you were, and how did you find out?
Well, the original plan was to stand behind Hillary and be on national TV and just like make goofy faces, and then I'd have a video for myself and be like, "Hey, remember that one time I made goofy faces?" And then apparently other people noticed that I made goofy faces, and that's kind of where it happened. But my phone was dead at the time because I was trying to snap pics of Bill and Hillary. So I didn't know what was happening, and then one of my friends from Drake came up to me and said, "Hey, that lady's from Snapchat, like the official Snapchat lady or whatever." And she said she wanted to interview me and have me on the Iowa Caucus story. So I was like, okay. And Mashable was I think the first people to interview me and report on me was from Mashable, and they did that, and then that's kind of what got it started from a perspective of finding out who I was. I told them who I was, and then they tweeted at me, and that's kind of how people figured out.
And you actually skipped the caucus to just go to Hillary's event, correct?
Right. So my caucus was up here near Irvindale High School because I still live at home. I'm a commuter student. And I had class up until about the time the caucus was being held. So I figured might as well just go to the Hillary event and see what happens. Turned out all right.
Have you seen Studio this year?
I have seen Studio this year. I'm a pretty big fan of their show. Mr. Burmeyer finally decided to take some of my show advice after.
Oh!
And I mean, it works out. I mean, thanks, Mr. Burmeyer, for listening to me.
What do you think about their Steve Buscemi campaign they're trying to do?
It's kind of a funny story. Last year, it was either right at the end of the season or mid-season. We were all at my friend Joe's house, and we were just figuring out what to do, and we decided to watch Big Fish because it's like one of my favorite movies ever.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Super great movie. For those watching that don't know, it's like Tim Burton but without black and white stripy things. It's a great movie.
Very true. It's the most colorful Tim Burton movie.
Yeah. And if you go far enough back into Jordan Thomas, he's the one that kind of spearheaded the Steve Buscemi thing. If you go far enough back into his tweets like a year ago, it's us quoting Steve Buscemi's poem in Big Fish. So that's kind of how it started. And then they're just the right amount of weird to actually put it to action and buy a Steve Buscemi 5-foot cardboard cutout.
That's awesome.
That's hilarious. So what's next? What's next for you? What's your next viral trick?
I don't know if I should tell you this right now, if this is like breaking news or whatever. I mean, it doesn't matter because I'm just a kid that makes faces. But Steve Harvey reached out to me today, the executive producer, Steve Harvey. Hillary Clinton's going to be on the show on the 17th, and they decided that it would be a good idea to maybe bring me out there. I'm not sure if it's...
Oh my God! We've got our first break, Alex. Like, this is the biggest news ever to be on our show.
Oh yeah, breaking news, everybody.
This is not fully confirmed, but
that would be awesome.
That'd
be a fun angle for Hillary. It'll make her more likable.
Yeah. A lot of the youth, I think the youth vote was like 84% Bernie. So let's hope that a stupid kid from Iowa can make some sort of a difference, even though I don't necessarily support Hillary.
You know, I liked your original plan of the saxophone, and I hope that maybe on Steve Harvey they let you go forward with the saxophone plan. I'm a big fan of the saxophone plan.
That'd be pretty embarrassing because I'm not the one that plays saxophone. So they might bring up
you bring your friend with you.
And point at Bill.
Oh my gosh, dude! What is your life?
It's fun.
That's so cool. What are you studying at Drake?
I'm actually a vocal music performance major under Leanne Freeman Miller, who's just like amazing. I love her so much. She's taught members of Chanticleer before, and just really exciting stuff. So it's always fun to be there, and love her. Love the staff at Drake, and it's a great place to be. Lots of opportunities. Sometimes to be on national TV.
Are you like 100% concrete in performing, or is there any chance that you would think about doing ed?
I keep going back and forth. One of my best friends, Trevor Wiley from Waukee, is ed, and he really wants me to switch to ed. But I'm not sure right now, and I got 3 years to figure that out.
Yeah. You've come from a great line of people teaching you, so I could definitely see you succeeding. And obviously at Drake they have a great program, so
yeah. Well, let's hope for the best.
Yeah. I wonder what Mr. Brimmeyer thinks of all of this. Did he say anything, or?
I expected him to text me. He has yet to. He's probably just too embarrassed. I imagine something like he just kind of looked and went. Which would be that would be expected from him, and he probably expected it from me because sometimes I was quite the goofball in studio.
Well, listen, we don't want to keep any longer because I know you have probably like 20,000 other things to be doing, including interviews or maybe homework. I don't know. But is there anything you want to say to like the show choir world right now? Is there any like something that was always in your mind, or about a competition or anything? This is your platform, Sticker Boy.
I'd like to say, one, it was my suggestion for studio to do a choral ballad this year. So y'all with the best vocals can thank me for that. And I don't know, go studio, get Buscemi to Urbandale. That'd be pretty funny.
You know, you're probably going to be a huge part in that with your new stardom. You can bridge the gap at getting Steve Buscemi to Urbandale.
Right. I'm already really good friends with Steve Buscemi. There's a coalition of people that that went viral, that were trending on Twitter at one time. So I'm already a part of that. I've talked to Steve a lot, and he's a really down-to-earth guy.
There you go.
Yeah, I think he's gonna come out.
Cool.
Well, I think you're I think you're the best chance. So good luck with that, and thanks for coming on and kicking off our show, buddy.
Yeah, no problem.
You have a good one, Peter.
You too.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was pretty epic. I mean,
I can't believe that.
show choir people are the best people.
He's just such a good guy, and he knows that he was just being a goofball, and he's not trying to make it something it wasn't. Like, he has such a good attitude about it. He's so funny.
Yeah, like when he says, you know, now all of Drake thinks they're friends with me. Like, that's just hilarious. Great perspective. Awesome kid, awesome program in Urbandale. Yeah, it was cool having him on. That's so fun.
And if you guys see Urbandale this year, make sure to thank Peter for his best vocals.
Yeah, I love how he said, I was the one that gave the idea for the choral ballad, so you can thank me for your best vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
I have some shout outs to people who retweeted earlier. So shout out to Mandy, Carter, Camilla, Sam, Jill, Corey, Kristen, Brogan, Hallie, Morgan, Lauren, Eric, Kyle, Pam, Maddie, Gracie, Tyler, Natalie, Jaylee, Stone, Lindsay, Ryan, Justin, and Jake. Thanks for helping us get the word out tonight, and we really appreciate it always, all of our Twitter followers. And yeah, I'm still not over that he just happened to be able to come on the show. But yeah, we do have some results to talk about, and I'm going to let Adam take care of that.
All right, well, this past weekend was chock full of show choir events, starting in Indiana at the Fishers event. And I get to finally correctly say this name. In 5th place, New Palestine. 4th place, New Castle. 3rd place, Noblesville. 2nd place, Franklin Community. And 1st place with the sweep, best vocals, best choreo, best band, Loveland. At Tallahassee, 5th place was DeKalb, Georgia. 4th place was Albertville. 3rd place was Homewood. 2nd place was Oak Mountain. 1st place was Auburn with the sweep. At South Jones, 5th place was Jackson Academy. 4th place was Brandon. 3rd place was Petal. 2nd place was Oak Grove. 1st place was Jackson Prep with best vocals and best choreography. My eyes were like deceiving me for a minute. I didn't know what I was reading. Sorry. Bishop Dwenger, 5th place. Anderson, 4th place. Northrop, 3rd place, Bishop Lures. 2nd place, DeKalb. And 1st place with best vocals and best choreography, Edgewood. At the Finley Fest, 6th place, Olentangy. 5th place, Piqua. 4th place with best band, Medina. 3rd place, Churubusco. 2nd place with best vocals, Gross Point South. And 1st place with best choreography, Coleraine. At the Omaha West Side Invitational, 6th place, Grand Island Northwest. 5th place, Elkhorn. 4th place, Millard North. 3rd place, Cedar Rapids, Washington. 2nd place, Elkhorn. And 1st place, with their 3rd sweep of a row, Hastings Riverside Company. Congratulations to Hastings. At the Sauk Prairie Invitational, 6th place, La Crosse Logan. 5th place, Mayville. 4th place, Dubuque Wallert, or as Patrick would say, Dubuque. 3rd place, Milton with best band. 2nd place with best vocals is Holman, and 1st place with best choreography, El Paso Gridley, which I thought this was kind of an interesting win here because I haven't seen El Paso Gridley's name kind of in a while. I mean, El Paso Gridley, that was Eric Hall's roommate. He was from there, right?
Logan. Yeah,
Logan, yeah.
Mhm.
Back when Logan was back there, they were making finals all the time, and he had the solo on the show. I remember he had an amazing voice. So it's cool to see El Paso Gridley back in the mix. Congrats, guys. Sioux Falls Roosevelt, 6th place Bishop Heelan, 5th place Sioux Falls Washington, 4th place Scott Catholic, 3rd place Papillion La Vista, 2nd place with Best Choreography Mitchell, and 1st place with Best Vocals and Best Band Sioux City East.
Is this the competition that had an hour-long fire alarm problem?
They did have a fire alarm. It went off during the host choir's exhibition performance. Yay!
Yay, fire alarm. Somebody should, if you have a story about the fire alarm, send us an email, showchoirlive@gmail.com.
Yeah, we'd love to hear about it. Lincoln East, out the first Lincoln East Spartan Spectacular. 6th place, Papillion La Vista South. 5th place, Grand Island. 4th place, Norris. 3rd place, Cedar Rapids Jefferson. 2nd place, Iowa City West. And 1st place with a sweep and their Yummy Yum Yum Candyland show, Lincoln Southwest. And finally...
No, it was good. Go
Sorry.
for it.
Yummy Yum
And
Yum.
the first place, Yummy Yum Yum Candyland show.
Okay, all right. Davenport North, 7th place, Linmar Prep Group. 6th place, Iowa City High. 5th place, Cedar Rapids Kennedy. 4th place, Davenport Central. 3rd place, Xavier. 2nd place with Best Vocals and Best Choreography, Linmar 10th Street Edition. And 1st place, Cedar Rapids Prairie. To talk about that for a moment, because obviously there was a big hubbub about the Davenport North big dance. Obviously, Linmar received Best Vocals and Best Choreography, and the winning group didn't have any captions. They based the captions on rank. So there were 10 judges in finals, and they ranked Best Vocals, Best Choreography. But then the overall category with points was how they determined the placements of groups. So the group that won had the highest overall score, but Linmar, of course, got the Best Vocals and Best Choreography caption.
So the captions were based on points and the rank was based on rank.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, they used the whole like first place is 18 points, or like best first in vocals is 18, second is worth 15 or whatever, and that's what determined the captions, making that situation happen.
Got it. Interesting.
And that concludes all of the events from last week. We were both at Bloomington Kennedy.
Yes, we were. And I was judging, and Adam was hanging out in the audience and taking everything in. And it was a very early start, but a great day. And my two favorite moments of the day, and I'll let you think of yours while I'm saying mine. But my two favorite moments of the day were seeing Keller, Voices of Central, and their show, and they had so much fun with it. And if you get a chance to see them this year, if you're at a competition with them, make sure you can see them. They're hilarious. They have a Mean Girls theme, and I just loved their heart. And then my second favorite moment, I have three. My second favorite moment was On Alaska's Ballad, which is just absolutely beautiful. It's Coldplay Fix You, and it's such an amazing arrangement, and they're so musical with it. And then I also, those of you that know me, well, some of you that know me as a teacher or choreographer, I usually tear up in shows in the closer dance breaks. Like, that's when I get sentimental about show choir, is when it's like rocking and rolling, not when it's like, and absolutely Waconia's closer, I was like, oh my gosh, like they're killing it right now. It's ridiculous. And yeah, there are lots of awesome things, but those 3 moments really stuck out to me. What about you, Adam? You have any favorite moments?
I feel like I have like 20,000. First of all, North St. Paul's performance, they didn't end up making finals, but it was the best North St. Paul I've seen in forever. And those kids were wonderful and had a great, tight show. Eau Claire's second half, Ellie Jordan choreography, holy cow, those kids can dance.
Yes,
And,
they're awesome.
you know, I feel like Eau Claire for decades was doing show choir well and doing, you know, classy, like, you know, your typical show choir stuff when you kind of thought about what show choir is or whatnot. And now they're doing like hip hop, and those kids are awesome at it. Keller, their show, holy cow, the Mean Girls show, super fun. Those performers were some of the most just in-depth and genuine in their characters. It was so impressive to see them. Waconia's prelims show was just like on a different planet, just so insane how much power they produced.
You know what stands out to me is that they're so musical in everything. They dance so musically. They bring out all the right things. They're pressy when it needs to press. They're punchy when it needs to be punchy. They are just, and then in the phrasing, you know, vocally too, they're so musical, and they have all their details. They have all their ducks in a row. That's what stands out to me.
I had an awesome little clinic with them on Thursday, and they're just so, what you said, they're so musical, and they're wonderful, wonderful kids, and I'm so happy that they had a great showing on Saturday. And also back to Eau Claire too, I love those opener cape things that the guys wear. Like, I want one, so if anyone can hook me up or tell me where to get one, that's going to be like my new costume at competitions.
Yeah, they are pretty awesome. I thought maybe it was a vampire show when they first walked out because the cape, but it was just kind of a cool accessory. It makes them look pretty fearsome.
Also, I know you didn't get to see it because they were checking scores and making sure everything was okay with the judges, but Rhythm and Gold, Bloomington Kennedy, their exhibition show was fantastic. Their Lion King set is so legit, and there's just some kind of life in that show that I haven't seen from prior rig shows. So I'm super excited to see where their season takes them, and I really hope I get to see that show again. They had the opener soloist doing the nya, saranya, and it is the most legit, like, tinglies all over just my body when he did that. It was so impressive.
Yeah, we saw that on video while the scoring people were like getting things together, and we were just like, holy cow, who is that kid? Like, he's gonna be famous for sure.
Yeah.
And I have one more shout out to Tino for the way that they improved in finals.
Yeah, holy cow.
They were on another planet from prelims to finals, and it was very, very impressive. So shout out to Tino.
Yeah, I would not have been surprised to see them move up to second even. I mean, they were fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, they were way on in finals. And I got a couple emails. One of them has to do with BK Gold. So I got this email from Greg Taushani from Jefferson Connection, and he said, at Bloomington Gold last weekend, I got to see Keller, Voices of Central, who drove all the way from Texas to compete. They had a Mean Girls themed show, which was so unique and well executed. Everybody loved it. Ben gave them some great choreography, and they had so many amazingly talented performers. I also got to meet some of them who were all super nice and friendly. It made me realize how cool it is that show choir gave me an opportunity to meet people from all the way over in Texas who I never would have met otherwise. Greg from Jefferson Connection. So yeah, some more love for Keller. And then I got an email last week which I thought was interesting, from James Langford, and it says, I was thinking how you guys read some of the emails over the week. Would you guys be open to having an alumni panel once in a while Bloomington was so fun to watch. All the groups were so exciting and different. Thanks for all you do. So I wrote him back. I haven't heard back, but I was wondering, like, if you had an alumni panel on the show, like, what would we talk about? What kinds of things would you guys want to hear about? And I'm saying that to you, the general viewers. But I just thought that was an interesting email. But yeah, definitely a great weekend for competition. And what are you doing next Saturday, sir?
I am judging at Lincoln Southwest. I'm a critique judge in the day and finals at night. I have a shout out too I need to do. I received my official acceptance letter into the Hot Brockets. Hot Brockets. So thank you, Hot Brockets, for this beautiful shirt. They all signed the back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's great. It's legit.
Speaking of t-shirts, shameless plug, if you click the link on our Twitter profile or on our website to buy a t-shirt, we only need to sell, I think, 10 more, and it kicks off another round. So if you'd like a Show Choir Live t-shirt.
Hey, Alex.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you want to talk about avocados for a minute?
Oh, yeah, go for it. I saw that email today.
So this kind of ties into Peter a little bit because Peter went to Urbandale. Urbandale has one of the longest running show choir competitions in the Midwest with Bishop Luers and Cedar Rapids Jefferson. And they've been going for quite a while. And a group was brought to my attention on showchoir.com by our good friend Alex Wampler. Forest City Avocado Heights is their show choir name. And I saw this and was like, what? This is an awesome name. So cool. So I decided to email the director and kind of get the lowdown on Forest City Avocado Heights. I'd never heard of them. And this is what she had to say. Her name is Michelle Jacobson. The group has been around for about 35 to 40 years in some form or another. This year we have 27 singers and 5 student band members. When the group was first started, the music room was in its own building up a small hill from the school. The interior walls were painted a dreadful avocado green. The students thought it'd be fun to name the group after their location in the green room on the hill, thus Avocado Heights. Our band decided recently that they should have a name as well and are known as the Pits, which is fittingly punny. The kids now love it. It's a great talking point at events, and the kids love the history. When I first started at Forest City, I was convinced that we needed to change it to something more conventional, but after talking to some parents and high school faculty members that had belonged to the group, I decided it was fun to stick with it. Before performances, we huddle up and shout, "Go guacamole!" At an invitational a few years ago, hosting students provided avocados in our room, and the kids went crazy. They love that people go along with the silliness of it all. So if you're going to Urbandale, it's not this weekend, but it's the next weekend after, make sure to support Forest City Avocado Heights. That's quite the story.
Did you say Urbandale next weekend?
Urbandale, not this weekend, but next weekend, Forest City Avocado Heights will be performing.
Gotcha. Yeah, be sure to support them. And if there's anybody, if we have any viewers from Forest, is it Forest City, you said?
Forest City.
Forest City, let us know. That's hilarious. And I saw you were compiling some kind of list of bizarre names for show choirs. Is that where that started?
No. Well, I just was like talking about show choir weird names, and that's how that started, I guess. I haven't compiled the list yet.
Someone should. You should. Somebody should. So you are going to Lincoln Southwest. I will be. Where will I be? I am off next weekend, which is great.
Fun. What are you gonna do? Where are you gonna be?
I'm going to Chicago to hang out with my girlfriend, who I haven't seen in almost a month. And then I'm rehearsing with Prospect, and then I will be judging at DeKalb, my hometown in Indiana. So I'll be on the road for a while. And I also just got asked to judge at Keller, Texas. And I'm going to Keller on Thursday to work with their group Thursday and maybe even Friday. I think I'm judging Friday. I think their contest starts Friday. So I'm going to Texas. I'm so excited. I love going to new show choir states, and I know you've been there and you had a good time.
It was a blast, except when I walked into a wall. But that's a different story for a different day.
Walked into a wall. Shocking.
Yeah.
In fact,
during the show choir competition.
We should tweet a link. I've seen some links of you doing some dance moves into a wall that maybe the viewers would be interested in.
I don't think they care that much about
it. You never know.
But yeah, this weekend we've got a full lineup of competitions. Albertville, Brea, Olinda, which is the first California one?
Yes, I think. Yes. Yep.
Cameron, Cuyahoga Falls, Danville, Eau Claire, Edgewood, Elkhorn, Jackson Academy, Joplin, Lincoln Southwest, Marion Harding, Mississippi State, Mount Pleasant, New London, Northrop, Shepherd Hill, Troy, Buchanan, and West Liberty.
Nice. And next week we are also doing our show on Tuesday because of the Super Bowl, which we will be live tweeting. I'm sure, because we typically do. Will you be live tweeting, Adam?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I will be in Lincoln still. Next week I'll be in Lincoln, and then I head down. Oh, I'm not saying that. Next week episode is special, so yeah.
Next week's oh, yes.
Yeah,
okay.
So I can't reveal where I will be, but
okay.
Yeah, yes. We've got a great episode next week, and yeah.
Yes, be sure to watch next week. We're going to do some things that we have never done on the show before. So be sure to watch. We're both super pumped. And Adam is going to be somewhere very special. And that's all I will say. Is that fair?
With a special person that just texted me saying he's currently watching Baint August Eklund III.
Hello, Sir Baint. Oh, I need to call Baint back. Sorry, buddy. Anyway, is there anything else on your mind? Is there anything else on your mind, Sir Adam?
Well, I mean, I'm all recovered now from the Caucus, and I'm ready for some more show choir.
Yeah, tell me about the Caucus last night. How was it?
Caucus was great. There was 660 people at my precinct alone, and it was 360 for Bernie, 300 for Hillary. Yeah, it was great. Obviously, Hillary Clinton squeaked out the win. She got the grand championship with best vocals, but I think Bernie got the best choreography.
So when you're in a caucus, like how many people started off undecided? That's what I'm curious about in your room.
Undecideds were 17 people, and O'Malley had 14 at the beginning.
And then it ended up being.
But then they all
bailed.
Yeah, well, they weren't viable, so they had to choose who they would go with.
That's
or
right.
Go home.
What's the minimum percentage you have to get?
15%.
15. So they weren't able to vote for him, basically.
They were not even close. Yeah, and he's already he's not in the race anymore.
Wow.
He withdrew.
Nice. What a night for Iowa, huh?
It was a beautiful night. Yeah,
it was a fun night on Twitter. It was a fun night to be on Twitter. Those are my favorite nights on Twitter.
Yeah, I had some footage on CNN. Apparently, I didn't get to see it because I was stuck in a room with 600 people.
Right. I didn't get to see it because I don't have a TV here. I'm finally in my apartment. I've been here for 2 days. And it feels really good, but I don't have television. So did not see any of that stuff. But Twitter was good enough. Well, I think that's about it for this episode. Started off pretty exciting.
Yeah, Peter was the biggest grab we've gotten so far. I hope we can just kind of keep getting some people like Kyle Schwarber or,
Yeah.
you know.
You know what? We need to, before spring training starts, I'm going to reply him as soon as this is over, and we'll see how it goes. Kyle Schwarber is a left fielder for the Cubs, catcher, and he was in show choir in high school, and was it BuzzFeed did some article about him being in show choir?
And he said he had a great quote about it. He was like, I forget what the quote was, but it was great.
He had a great, completely forgettable quote. And,
it was just positive about, he was very positive about his show choir experience and said that he doesn't regret it and that it actually helped him become who he is. And now I'm just making stuff up. So I
you know what? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to tweet right now to Kyle Schwarber, and if you guys could help us out by retweeting it.
Retweet it, folks. Come on.
That will help get his attention. And he's one of the best players on the Cubs. He's a future All-Star. He was a rookie last year, and it would be crazy to have somebody like that on the show. And I would probably have a fangirl moment, but
Alex would have to wear a diaper.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, so we're gonna tweet. Help us out, and otherwise, we will see you folks next week. Feel free to shoot us an email with show ideas or reviews from the weekend, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we really, really, really like those reviews.
Yeah. We'll take as many of those as we can get. So it's showchoirlive@gmail.com. Buy a t-shirt. We need to sell 10 more before another run is activated, and then we can sell a bunch. But yeah, awesome. So cool. From Los Angeles, remember when we used to sign off like?
Yeah, we need to get back into that again.
You know why we haven't done it? Because we haven't had guests.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna represent Peter and say from Urbandale, Iowa.
No, let me say it. I've got stickers.
There we go. You have to make the faces while I talk.
Well, no one could see me then.
Okay.
From Urbandale, Iowa.
Iowa City, Iowa. And
Los Angeles. Why are you introducing me?
Hollywood, where I have power and water now. It's fantastic. Yeah, there was a big storm. Lost power for a while. Anyway, good night, guys. We'll talk to you next.
Rockets.
Hot Rockets.